After nearly 2 decades together, one question has everyone on edge. What really went wrong between Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban? The mere announcement of their divorce sent shockwaves through Hollywood, leaving fans, insiders, and media outlets scrambling for answers. On paper, their marriage seemed like a fairy tale to global superstars. Decades of shared memories and a family built in the public eye. But behind the glitz, behind the red carpet smiles, a quieter, more complex story was unfolding. Nicole, the 58-year-old Oscar-winning actress, filed for divorce last month. It wasn't an impulsive move fueled by sudden drama. Sources close to the couple insist it was a decision shaped by years of reflection. Reports claim that Keith, 58, saw the filing as a long time coming. For both of them, the split wasn't about scandal or betrayal, it was about a slow, undeniable drifting apart. Over time, the couple quietly grew apart, navigating separate schedules, demanding careers, and the pressures of fame that made their personal connection increasingly fragile. The real intrigue lies in how they managed it. Unlike most Hollywood breakups that explode on social media with public spats, dramatic Instagram posts, or whispered accusations, Nicole and Keith chose discretion. Insiders describe the split as more about acceptance than surprise. There were no explosive confrontations or public meltdowns. Instead, it appears the divorce was approached with a level of respect that surprises many in the celebrity world. It raises a question few are asking aloud. How do two people, so intertwined professionally and personally, navigate the end of a 20-year marriage without it becoming a full-blown spectacle? And yet fans can't stop speculating. Social media buzzes with questions. Was there a third party? Did hidden tensions finally boil over? Rumors swirl, but sources insist the reality is more mundane, though emotionally complex. It's the classic story of a couple whose lives, ambitions, and priorities slowly pulled them in different directions. Nicole's relentless filming schedule for films and series, Keith's global tours, and the day-to-day pressures of their public lives created a distance neither could fully bridge. What makes this split particularly gripping is its quiet nature. In a world addicted to scandal, there's a certain suspense in what's left unsaid. The private conversations, the reflective moments, and the emotional reckoning that led them to acknowledge they were better apart than together. Fans are left to wonder, can a Hollywood couple end a decades-long marriage with dignity, respect, and minimal public chaos? Nicole and Keith seem to have pulled it off, but the unanswered questions, the hidden emotions, and the stories behind closed doors keep everyone watching and speculating. After a nearly 20-year marriage, Nicole Kidman is sending a clear message to the world and to Keith Urban. She's thriving on her own terms. It's just weeks after filing for divorce. The Oscar-winning actress turned heads at Vogue World. Strutting down the catwalk in a breathtaking strapless black Chanel gown, every eye in the room was on her, and for anyone paying attention, it was more than just a fashion moment. It was a statement of confidence, independence, and reinvention. Nicole's post-divorce appearance wasn't a mere public display. It was an announcement of transformation. Behind-the-scenes photos shared widely on social media captured her laughing, glowing, and fully in command of the spotlight. There's an unspoken story here. After decades of being half of a Hollywood power couple, Nicole is reclaiming her narrative. Every pose, every confident smile, every gaze into the cameras seemed to declare, I am more than this marriage. I am Nicole Kidman. Sources say this newfound confidence isn't just performative, it reflects a deeper personal journey. Nicole has long been admired for her grace under pressure, her commitment to her craft, and her ability to navigate Hollywood's relentless gaze. Yet, there's something distinct about this phase. The actress seems untethered by expectation, no longer bound by the need to present a united front for her estranged husband or to appease public curiosity. The catwalk, the glamorous attire, and the buzz surrounding Vogue World all serve as a vivid illustration. She's moving unannounced, doing so with style, poise, and an undeniable sense of liberation. Interestingly, this transformation appears to have caught some by surprise. For fans who had followed her carefully curated public image alongside Keith Urban, Seeing Nicole embrace the spotlight in such a bold, unapologetic way has sparked both admiration and intrigue. Could this be a turning point in her personal life, as well as her professional one? While she has yet to make public statements about dating or new relationships, insiders hint that Nicole's focus is firmly on herself, her daughters. In the next chapters of her career, her recent projects also underscore her commitment to self-empowerment. From preparing for Big Little Lies Season 3 to potential new film roles and public appearances, Nicole is busy curating a life that reflects her priorities, interests, and passions independent of her past partnership. The suspense for fans in Hollywood alike lies in what she will do next. Will she embrace new creative ventures, explore personal relationships, or redefine her public image entirely? The excitement comes from not knowing and watching her every move unfold with confidence and mystery. What makes this moment truly compelling is the subtle interplay between Nicole's public and private lives. Every confident stride on the runway is paired with whispers of reflection, growth, and resilience. While the world speculates about Keith Urban's response, Nicole seems unfazed, sending a silent but powerful message. She's not waiting, she's not questioning, and she's not looking back. And as the cameras flashed and social media erupted with admiration, one truth became clear. In the midst of Hollywood gossip and curiosity, Nicole Kidman is rewriting the story of her life on her own terms. While Nicole Kidman is taking the world by storm, what has Keith Urban been up to behind the scenes? Fans have been watching closely, eager to see how the country music superstar is navigating life after nearly 20 years of marriage. Reports suggest that Urban has quietly moved on, both personally and professionally, but there's more beneath the surface than meets the eye. Unlike the dazzling displays of Nicole on the Vogue runway, Keith's world is a blend of private reflection, subtle reinvention, and carefully measured public appearances. Sources tell us weekly that Keith has been open with Nicole about where he stands, suggesting that their split, while emotionally significant, was handled with a level of transparency rarely seen in Hollywood. The two had drifted apart over time, and by the moment the divorce papers were filed, the separation was less a shock and more a mutual acknowledgement of reality. For Keith, this means embracing a new rhythm in life, one where his work, his music, his personal growth take center stage. His first public performance after the divorce reportedly carried hints of this transition. Observers noted that Keith omitted certain songs associated with his life with Nicole, and some subtle changes in lyrics sparked speculation among fans. While these details may seem minor, they signal a carefully considered approach to navigating fame, heartbreak, and personal reinvention. Every note he plays, every lyric he tweaks, appears to reflect a life in flux, balancing nostalgia with the pursuit of new beginnings. The suspense around Keith's personal life adds another layer of intrigue. Rumors of him moving on have circulated, though specifics remain elusive. Whether this means new romantic interests, deeper focus on music, or a combination of both, insiders confirm he is actively shaping a future that doesn't revolve solely around his past marriage. Fans are naturally curious. Who is Keith now, separate from Nicole? What does this new chapter hold? While the answers remain closely guarded, every concert, interview, and public appearance provides subtle clues, leaving audiences guessing. Perhaps the most fascinating element of Keith's post-split life is the juxtaposition between his public persona and private reality. To the world, he is the consummate performer, smooth, composed, and still undeniably charismatic. But behind closed doors, he is reportedly reflecting on nearly 2 decades of marriage, the challenges of long-distance schedules, and the pressures of constant media scrutiny. It's a reminder that even the most polished public figures are navigating complex emotional terrain. Balancing past attachments with future aspirations, the intrigue continues because, unlike many celebrity divorces that explode into scandal, Keith's evolution has been quiet yet deliberate. There's suspense in watching him reclaim his identity, redefine priorities, and manage life's next chapter with precision. Fans are left to wonder, how far will he push himself creatively, personally, and publicly? Every decision, every song choice, Every appearance offers a peek into a man rebuilding his life. And as Nicole flourishes in the spotlight, Keith Urban remains a compelling figure of mystery, proving that reinvention can be subtle, powerful, and deeply fascinating all at once. How does a Hollywood fairy tale last nearly 2 decades, then quietly unravel? Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban's marriage was once considered one of the most enviable in entertainment, a perfect blend of stardom, talent, and shared family life. But the story behind the glitz reveals a more complex reality. Gradual drift shaped by career's distance, and evolving personal priorities that no red carpet smile could fully conceal. From the very beginning, Nicole and Keith's bond captivated the public. Their whirlwind romance, filled with high-profile appearances and mutual support for each other's careers, seemed unbreakable. Yet, as years turned into decades, the demands of Hollywood and the music industry began taking their toll. Nicole's intense filming schedules, spanning continents and often months at a time, contrasted sharply with Keith's relentless touring around the world. The separation imposed by careers that required constant travel created an invisible barrier, slowly eroding the intimacy that had once defined their relationship. Insiders reveal that the couple's emotional distance didn't happen overnight. Instead, it was subtle and cumulative. There were long periods when they communicated primarily through brief check-ins, phone calls, or text messages, leaving little room for shared experiences or spontaneous moments. Over time, this created a quiet sense of isolation within the marriage, even while maintaining appearances in public. The contrast between their glamorous, seemingly united front and the private reality became increasingly starker. Tension that many speculate contributed to the eventual split. Adding to this were the pressures of fame. Both Nicole and Keith operate under constant public scrutiny. Every red carpet appearance, award show, or media mention invites commentary, speculation, and at times criticism. Living in the spotlight amplifies ordinary marital challenges, making it harder to navigate conflicts privately or to take the time needed to reconnect. For a couple balancing 2 high-profile careers, the scrutiny itself becomes a silent third party in the marriage, creating stress, testing patience and forcing compromises that may not always feel natural. Yet, despite these challenges, the relationship was never devoid of love or respect. Friends and insiders described their partying not as a bitter battle, but as a mutual recognition of life's evolving circumstances. It was in many ways a pragmatic acknowledgement. Their priorities, ambitions, and emotional needs had shifted, and trying to force the old dynamic would have been unsustainable. This realization adds a layer of suspense and curiosity for observers. How do 2 people decide to end a decades-long partnership with dignity without letting the story descend into scandal or public conflict? The intrigue also lies in the hidden moments, the conversations, reflections, and compromises that no one outside their inner circle has seen. Fans can only speculate about the private emotions that led Nicole and Keith to accept that growing apart was inevitable. And yet, in this quiet unraveling, there is a fascinating human story, one about love, evolution, and the sometimes painful necessity of letting go, even when 2 people still care deeply for one another. In essence, Nicole and Keith's journey underscores a truth rarely discussed in celebrity culture. Marriages, even those that seem perfect from the outside, evolve. And when they evolve in different directions, parting ways can be not just inevitable, but the most respectful choice for both individuals involved. Hollywood's golden couple splits. The world can't help but watch and react. Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban's divorce didn't just make headlines, ignited a firestorm of speculation, curiosity, and emotional debate across social media, news outlets, and fan forums. Almost immediately, fans scrambled to piece together the story behind the nearly 20-year marriage, dissecting photos, performances, and public appearances for clues about what went wrong and who is moving on faster. Social media erupted with contrasting opinions. Some fans expressed shock and disbelief, reminiscing about the fairy tale moments of Nicole and Keith's relationship, from red carpet kisses to heartwarming family photos. Others speculated endlessly about hidden tensions, suggesting everything from career clashes to rumors of third parties. Every Instagram post, runway appearance, or concert photo became a potential window into the couple's personal lives, prompting heated debates and endless theories. The suspense was palpable. Could fans even trust the polished images and headlines? Or was the real story hidden behind closed doors? Nicole's public appearances after the split only amplified the intrigue. Her Vogue World Runway moment in particular became symbolic. Fans quickly noticed how radiant, confident, and seemingly unbothered she appeared. Some applauded her strength and independence, praising the actress for embracing life post-divorce with elegance and poise. Others interpreted it as a subtle message to Keith Urban, visual statement that she was thriving and not looking back. The mixture of admiration, curiosity, and speculation created a perfect storm of online discussion, with every follower trying to decode her intentions. Meanwhile, Keith Urban's fans also voiced reactions, analyzing his music performances, interviews, and subtle public gestures. His omission of certain songs tied to his marriage with Nicole and even slight lyric changes fueled speculation. People wondered, was this a reflection of heartbreak, a conscious move to close a chapter, or simply artistic evolution? The suspense lay in the unanswered questions, leaving audiences glued to his next performance, interview, or social media update, hungry for insight into his private world. The media, of course, played a major role in shaping the narrative. Entertainment outlets highlighted both the drama and dignity of the split, often framing Nicole as empowered and Keith as reflective. Headlines emphasized her glamorous reinvention and his quiet reinvention, keeping audiences engaged while sparking further discussion. Even the subtle framing of stories without sensationalizing or scandalizing kept viewers coming back, eager for the next update. What makes this chapter particularly compelling is the human element beneath the spectacle. Fans connect emotionally because they see fragments of their own experiences in the story. Love, drift, growth, and the challenging balance between personal fulfillment and shared commitments. Every tweet, comment, or post reflects a mix of empathy, judgment, and curiosity, creating a narrative that is as much about the audience's engagement as it is about the couple themselves. Ultimately, the public and fan reactions add another layer of suspense to Nicole and Keith's journey. Each appearance, performance, and social media update carries weight, leaving the audience guessing about emotions, intentions, and the next chapter in these intertwined lives. In the world of celebrity, perception can be just as powerful as reality, and in this case, the suspense of what comes next keeps everyone watching, talking, and speculating. What's next for Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban? After 2 decades together, the story is far from over, and the next chapters promise surprises, reinvention, and Hollywood intrigue. As the dust settles from their divorce, fans and insiders alike are left wondering how these two powerhouses will navigate life apart. While the marriage may have ended, both Nicole and Keith are entering a phase that's equally compelling, full of opportunity, transformation, and questions that keep audiences watching every move. For Nicole, the future seems dazzlingly bright. She has proven time and again that her career thrives on reinvention. And now, post-divorce, she has a newfound freedom to explore creative ventures without compromise. From the anticipated Big Little Lies Season 3 to potential film projects and high-profile appearances, she is fully focused on her craft. Beyond work, Nicole is deeply committed to her daughters, balancing parenthood with public life in a way that is both grounded and inspiring. Every red carpet moment, runway appearance, and social media glimpse serves as a reminder that she is taking control of her narrative, embracing independence, confidence, and a life that reflects her choices, priorities, and passions. Keith Urban, meanwhile, is charting his own course. The country music superstar has reportedly embraced subtle reinvention both personally and professionally. Fans have noticed shifts in his tour performances, song choices, and public demeanor, signaling a man processing a major life transition. Reports suggest he is actively focusing on music, personal growth, and finding balance after decades of relentless touring and public scrutiny. While whispers of new romantic developments exist, nothing has been officially confirmed. Instead, the suspense lies in observing how Keith will continue to evolve as an artist, a father, and an individual navigating life. Post-divorce, what makes this stage particularly engaging is the contrast between their paths. Nicole's bold public resurgence strutting runways, commanding cameras, and radiating confidences, juxtaposed with Keith's quieter, introspective approach, full of creative nuance and subtle reinvention. Both are rewriting their stories, but in very different ways. Leaving audiences intrigued, will their trajectories intersect again in public projects or private moments? Or will these separate paths highlight the very growth that made parting inevitable in the first place? Fans, of course, are watching closely. Social media continues to buzz with theories about future relationships, professional collaborations, and the potential for new Hollywood chapters. Every public appearance, performance, and Instagram update fuels curiosity and speculation, keeping the story alive in real time. The suspense isn't just about who will date whom or achieve what, it's about observing two highly successful individuals reclaiming identity, agency, and narrative after a major life change. Ultimately, the future for Nicole and Keith is a story of transformation, resilience, and subtle suspense. While the world may never know every private conversation, every fleeting emotion, or every unspoken compromise, one thing is clear: these two are moving forward with intention, grace, and undeniable intrigue. As they navigate the next chapters of their extraordinary lives, fans can only watch, speculate, and anticipate the surprises that Hollywood's most captivating duo still has in store. Asterisk.